Sean Bennett to Chronicle Telegram. Sometimes an Olympic career can begin with a simple bet. When Brianne McLaughlin's brother began playing hockey, he was 4 and she was 2, she watched from behind the glass and felt a stirring. I remember asking my mom if I could play while I was at one of the games, and she was like, no, McLaughlin said with a laugh. She made me do 1 year of ballet, and if I still wanted to play after doing ballet then she'd sign me up. McLaughlin did her time, then dove into the world of hockey. A little over 2 decades later, she has a resume that includes the NCAA saves record, 3,809, a professional championship, the NWHL's 2017 Isabelle Cup, and a pair of Olympic silver medals, 2010, 14. For her accomplishments, the Elyria Catholic grad will be enshrined in the Elyria Sports Hall of Fame on Saturday night at the Lorain County Community College Spitzer Center. McLaughlin will join Lindsay Anderson-Brown, Dwayne Hawkins, Tom Kubusky, John Laird and the Elyria High 1977 girls medley relay team in the 2018 class. The late Steve Kaminsky will be honored by the group with the Distinguished Service Award. We were just little rink rats because my grandparents lived right down the street from North Rec, and we'd both go to open skates. McLaughlin said of the early days. I remember my very first glove save. It was at North Rec and my whole family was there. It was a breakaway and they came down and I saved it with my glove. I turned around and my entire family was right behind the net. I remember my grandpa and parents going crazy. McLaughlin honed her goalie skills in the Elyria Youth League, played in Brooklyn during her high school freshman year. My parents weren't too big on me playing with seniors and I was like 100 pounds soaking wet, and I would have been playing against 18-year-old boys, she said, and then played for the Panthers as a sophomore, serving as the junior varsity starter and varsity backup. We were playing street eds and the game was really tight and we needed a timeout and we didn't have any left, so my coach called the timeout to switch goalies because if you switch goalies you have 2 minutes to warm them up. McLaughlin said, I had never played varsity in my life and he put me in there against street eds with the game on the line and the face-off was in our zone. He was like, Brianne, get in there, and I was like, oh, my brother looks at me like, don't screw this up. We could not get the puck out of the zone and I actually had to make a couple saves. I remember a parent in the stands saying, just shoot on her. You'll score. That fired me up a little bit. McLaughlin spent her last 2 high school years playing for the Ohio Flames, a girls' hockey travel team that allowed her to be scouted by NCAA programs. She received an offer to play for Robert Morris, a Division I program in Pittsburgh. My freshman year we were a new program, our entire team was true freshmen, and we just got killed. McLaughlin said, it was a little bit of a culture shock. I had to control my emotions a little bit. We had 5 wins that first year and just 1 year later we had 12. But the program grew during McLaughlin's tenure and she had some great memories from her senior year, especially an early matchup against powerhouse Minnesota. They were like 3 years in a row national champions, and we went in there for their home opener and we actually beat them 3-2, she said. It was like the biggest upset in women's hockey history. It was the first time they had lost their home opener in their entire history. On the way home, the president of the school called us on the bus to congratulate us. It was a huge story at the time. That senior year at Robert Morris was also when she first dreamed of playing international hockey. Some of my friends were on Team USA and I saw some of their pictures on Facebook and I was like, man, that looks so cool. They're in China, they're in Sweden, McLaughlin said. So I walked into my coach's office and I was like, how do I do this? I want to play for that team. It looks like an awesome experience, so we put a plan together and went after it. McLaughlin didn't hear from the national team for most of that year. I thought I was done, retired, so I put it away and started to focus on my nursing, she said. Then last minute they were like, hey, we need a goalie for tryouts. Are you able to come? So the Olympics kind of fell into my lap a little bit. McLaughlin played with the national team for the next 5 years, earning silver in the 2 Olympics and a pair of golds and another silver in 3 IIHF World Championships. She wasn't done yet. After international play, McLaughlin played 2 seasons in the new National Women's Hockey League with the Buffalo Beauts, advancing to the championship the first season and winning it all during the second. I kind of promised my husband, Logan Biddle, I'd retire after that first season, but to come that close and lose by 1 goal, you have to play again, she said with a laugh. Coming back that second year and winning the Isabelle Cup, to me that was the perfect way to end something that I've loved so much and it's been a huge part of my life. It made it a little easier to walk away from it. Not that McLaughlin really walked away from the sport. She runs a goalie training facility in Pittsburgh, is a volunteer assistant coach at Robert Morris and serves as a Team USA goalie evaluator, instructor. McLaughlin said this weekend's Hall of Fame induction will be a welcome addition to her list of accomplishments. She will join her father, Bryant McLaughlin, who was part of the 2013 Hall of Fame class. "We heard this was the very first time it's been a father-daughter duo," she said. "My dad has always been my sports go-to. We've always had that in common. For us to be honored in the same exact way for something that's been our bond since I was a kid, that's something special that we get to have always." Contact Sean Bennett at 329-7137 or sabennett@chroniclet.com. Like him on Facebook and follow him at Sean Bennett on Twitter.